Hi guys, and welcome back to Movies That Matter with the Viking. And of course, Cyborg is Zack Snyder's Ray Fisher in 2021 for Justice League. Now Ray Fisher, I really like him. I like his social media presence. I like the buzz and the positivity that he brings to the timeline, whether it be on Instagram, Twitter, on his Twitch stream. He's a very good guy, and when we ran the event a few months ago, we loved Ray Fisher to show him love because that was supposed to be the day he had his solo film. He responded and he engaged with us and he thanked us. So he's such a good guy, and I am a big fan of his, not only because he is a cyborg, a part of Zack Snyder's world, but because I've seen him in True Detective Season 3, one of my favourite shows, and he played a very good part in that and was very, very solid, and I hope he does get future work because I think he is very talented. But next year we'll get to see that in Zack Snyder's Justice League. But of course there's also another cyborg in the world of DC. Now, as I've said before guys, the term DCEU has changed drastically over the last number of months. It's not just Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman, etc. those films. No, it's much, much more, because now we are living in a DCEU multiverse, because then if we're going to have Michael Keaton Batman come back, if we're going to have Ben Affleck come back, if we have Robin Pattinson, if we have Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, if we have Titans, if we have CW World, there's so many different worlds going on that can intertwine together. And you're asking how? We'll go back to that Flash episode, or the Crosswords episode, where Ezra Miller's Flash crossed over with Grant Gustin's Flash, proving that anything is possible and anything that can happen, especially if Michael Keaton shows up in the Flash solo film. But there's another cyborg, as I was saying, and that's a part of Doom Patrol. Now, Doom Patrol is one of these shows kind of ran by the DC Universe app, and now Titans is on Netflix here, where I am, but Doom Patrol has yet to come here, and that's disappointing. Swamp Thing has come here. It's on Amazon Prime, and I enjoyed Swamp Thing. I love Swamp Thing. Titans I really enjoy also, but Doom Patrol, and it's coming up to season 2, and it's yet to come here yet. So Warner Brothers, whoever's listening, send Doom Patrol this way. I really want to watch that show. But when Doom Patrol made a cameo in Titans in one of the episodes in season 1, I was really brought into the characters and I wanted to see more of them, and I've yet to see them. But the other cyborg, of course, is Jovian Wade, right? He plays Cyborg on the show Doom Patrol. And of course we hear a lot of information now regarding what happened on set of Justice League after Zack Snyder left, when Josh Whedon came on. And we know that Ray Fisher wants to say more about what's going on, what went on behind the scenes. And he said recently on his Twitch stream that he can't say stuff now because he's under contract. He would get in trouble, he would get heavily sued, so he has to be very careful and concrete in what he says, because he doesn't want to get in big trouble. But eventually all will come out, and I've been saying this, there is more to come out, and we will definitely hear about it. But it's not going to get much better for Jeff Johns, John Berg, or Josh Whedon. And Ray Fisher, fair play to him, he's standing up against these people, these wrongdoings that are happening, and fair play to him, and I wish him the best, and I stand with Ray Fisher. But Jovian Wade posted a picture yesterday. He goes, 2 pictures, 2 words, booyah. Okay, now listen, the reason this is kind of controversial is because John Berg came out in response to what Ray Fisher had to say regarding Josh Whedon's behavior on set, saying that booyah was a line that Ray Fisher didn't want to say, and that's the trouble they had on set with Ray Fisher, trying to paint over that Ray Fisher was the problem on set and not Josh Whedon, Jeff Johns, or John Berg. But Jovian Wade, he posted that picture yesterday, and people started giving him hate over it, saying you shouldn't be using that word, and oh, you're a puppet for Warner Brothers and all this stuff. And people were actually giving him a lot of shit, and I didn't agree with any of it whatsoever, man. That it is a catchphrase of the character. It really is. And you look at the anime show for children, and that's what people like. And Ray Fisher had a problem saying it because it wasn't in Zack Snyder's script. It wasn't a Zack Snyder line. They were coming in and making a joke of his character. Now, it suits Doom Patrol because that's the story they're telling. That's the way they do it, and that's okay. But it wasn't. Ray Fisher was pissed off because they were changing everything that Zack Snyder had done, because Ray Fisher was so heavily involved with the creating of the character for Justice League. But he says that, Jovian Wade, booyah, and people start coming and hating on him. But I really like what Ray Fisher did here. He really stood up for him. He goes, keep doing your thing, Jovian Wade. If anybody out there has a problem with my cybernetic brother from another mother box, do me a favor and unfollow me. If I catch you hating on him, I'm blocking you. Hashtag Borg life. And fair play to Ray Fisher for doing that, because it was unnecessary. People just love to hate. And what has Jovian Wade done to anybody? Nothing. He's playing a character, another incarnation, a different version of the Cyborg we're going to see in 2021, and people start giving him hate and shit over that. Man, no, it's just not. It's not the way to be. Jovian Wade didn't do anything to anyone. I'm glad Ray Fisher stepped in and said, look, do not give him hate, because that's the catchphrase that Jovian Wade has to use on Doom Patrol. What's the big deal? It was a big deal for Ray Fisher because of all the shit that Josh Whedon was doing, and Jeff Johns was letting it happen, and John Berg was letting it happen, and that's why that was a big deal. Because we don't know the whole context of things yet. And anyways, that thing that John Berg said, I wouldn't fully believe it, because that was a very business answer, and that was a very answer to try and paint over Ray Fisher calling out those three men. So they were trying to make Ray Fisher look bad, because Ray Fisher isn't that big of an actor yet. His biggest role was going to be Justice League, and they were trying to silence him and try and put him down, but it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. But people were giving Jovian Wade a lot of shit yesterday because he used the word booyah. Shame on you if you did. What has he done to you? What has he done to anything got to do with Zack Snyder's Justice League? Absolutely nothing. He's an actor playing a very, very cool character, and I can't wait to see his depiction and incarnation of the character on Doom Patrol whenever it comes here. But Ray Fisher stood up for him, and I'm glad he did. But guys, let me know your thoughts on Jovian Wade showing two pictures of Cyborg saying the word booyah. Of course, it's controversial now because John Berg came out and said that that's the reason there was fights on set between Ray Fisher, and then Ray Fisher came out and stood up for Jovian Wade. So fair play to him. Let me know, guys, your thoughts, and I hope you weren't hating on him, but let me know.